Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah.
Welcome back to Big Mama's house, y'all. Mama and Papa are back here again today, and we're going to talk to you about season 3, episodes 9 and 10 of Welcome to Plathville.
Yes. Hi, everybody.
But first, we're going to, we do an extra of the show after each episode. I'm going to combine Moriah and Lydia's real quick because they're not very long. They don't tell us a lot of information we don't know. So Lydia's story, her extra was she's 16 years old. She's the middle child, which I thought was something interesting. She was born on Highway 111 at mile marker 111 in the backseat of the midwife's car on the way to wherever their hospital, I guess.
They were all complicated at one point or another.
Yeah, and I just thought that was cool, though, about the ones and the one, when she was born. She loves to write letters, cook, bake, learning new things about new cultures and people. She is guided by Christ, and she has this big interest in mission work after she went on a mission to Romania. They didn't really talk about that on the show at all. And her future man, whoever, would also need to desire to be a missionary because she would like to continue with that. We know that she and Moriah are very close, and she uses prayer to ease anxieties, especially about her family. And she said, the longer we stay apart, the harder it will be to come back together. Very, very true.
He's talking about
and very wise.
About
yes.
Ethan and Olivia.
Yes. Then Moriah's story. And I think it's an interesting, just little behind the scenes fun fact that producers have to tie Moriah's feet to sandbags to keep her still during her little couch interview sessions.
So that's why she sits the same way all the time and wears the same clothes?
Or sits with her feet tucked under her.
Yeah.
Because, her feet were literally strapped to sandbags. So it's an interesting fun fact.
Wow.
I know, right? And it actually showed it. I was just like, oh, she must really wiggle a lot for that to be an issue. Her nickname is Blackheart. Her favorite color is black. And
I believe that's what she gave herself. I don't think.
No, she says her sisters gave it to her. And at first she didn't like it. She took it kind of her feelings.
Yeah.
But then she was like, no, you know what? That can be me. I'm okay with that because her favorite color is black.
Yeah.
And she has lots of fun memories of her childhood. She said it's hard to do something for yourself with so many siblings, because there's other people everywhere doing the thing. And she learned that she really enjoys being outside and in nature and things. She loves fashion and music, which I think by this point we already know. She was she quotes, starving for freedom and independence. And I'm just like,
she's got it.
You were 16, 17 years old. Everyone's starving for that at that age.
Yeah, that's not abnormal.
And she said she felt extremely bad for Olivia taking the heat for her behavior. Because everyone said that, Olivia influenced her and Olivia brainwashed her and swayed her into this and that. But that's what she said, was that she felt bad that Olivia took the heat for her. And my thought was, she said she would have done the exact same things with or without Olivia there. And my thought is, would she have done certain things without Olivia there to educate and egg her on, like going to California?
Exactly, I was about to say that.
Learning all that stuff. Probably being able to go to Michigan the way she did, or Minnesota.
Minnesota, yep.
All those kind of things. She wouldn't have been able to, or wouldn't have thought to wear some of the stuff she did maybe, or think the way she did. Because when they met, she was 10 or 11 years old. And that influence really does affect you at that age, especially to an older girl that you look up to. And what she said was, if you know it all, there'd be no adventure. Well, that leads us right into season 3, episode 9, doesn't it?
Lots of adventure in this one.
So I know there's a lot to talk about. Oh. I know what everybody talked about these episodes, but I want to go in order. We'll get it all in. Yeah. It started back with a flashback to when Ethan, Micah, and Isaac were going to go golf, and Kim wanted him to come pick him up at the door, and he was like, "Nope," and he turned around like he wasn't gonna go, and then it ended up he parked out of sight of the front door and had Micah go up to the door and get him, which is so stupid.
Childish.
And Ethan called this his mom's power play. And I think it's so childish, like you said, that number one, he needs to grow up. That's just beyond ridiculous. You can't even see his car or his face, you know? And there's no compromise at all. Here's my, mom armchair psychology. I think he feels powerless and controlled by Olivia, but he is so invested in her,
Yeah.
that he transfers that anger and resentment and frustration to his mom. And I know, yes, he has issues with her too, but as time goes on, instead of the no contact distance thing making things better, they get more and more angry as time is going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to get better, as the distance you get, the lack of, I guess, seeing them is supposed to get better. But no, I mean, like his anger is building up, and it's going to boil over here just soon. I'm sure it is. I mean, I don't know anything, but like I said, it's you all on season 5. I'm still on season 3. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but if it was me, it'd boil over.
Oh, yes, it would.
Yeah.
And then it shows Isaac, and his master plan is to bring everyone together. I think that's really cute. And then Lydia and Moriah meet for coffee every week, which is nice to hear.
Yeah.
Even during COVID, they try to get out and hang out together.
Yeah, Lydia's getting at the age now where she's able to have more independence, I guess you can say.
She has her own car now. She's working, so she's got money, so she can do her own thing. And Moriah tells Lydia about her gig in Tallahassee and Lydia asks if she can come. Wow. We find out once again that Kim and Barry are not allowed because Olivia is in their little trio.
And this kind of makes me mad, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Olivia is just an in-law, okay, at this point in time,
Yeah.
okay? I mean, I think the parents should come first in this situation, okay? I mean, it's your first big gig. Big, I guess you can say, once we've seen it. It wasn't
Well, the first one is always special and big.
Exactly. And if if Barry and Kim want to come, they should have been allowed to come. I know we're not there at that part yet.
Yeah.
But shame on Olivia.
I agree.
For making Moriah choose.
100%.
Suck it up. Be a freaking adult.
Yep.
And suck it up and do your job.
I agree. And see, here's the thing. Now that it's close to, that is actually happening, it's not, well, I might be having a gig or I'm trying to get a gig. There is one happening. Yeah. There is a date. And now Moriah wants her family to be there. And then she's in the middle of it and she has to choose. Which this should be all about everyone being like, oh my gosh, Moriah, that's awesome. It's your first one. It's, yay for you. And not about themselves.
Yep.
But
everything's about Olivia all the time.
They should just call this Oliviaville.
Exactly. Welcome to Oliviaville. And then else is supporting cast.
And then Lydia, sticking up for her parents, says you only get one first concert. And she knows that her parents are going to be so hurt when they find out that they can't go. Well, then we're back to Ethan and Olivia. They see each other once a week with intentional time. And for some reason, Olivia chooses to use that time, their intentional time, to fix up their house so they can sell it. How is that fixing your marriage? How?
It's because it's what she wants. She wants to move. Okay? And Ethan has no backbone when it comes to her. Now, when it comes to his mom and dad, his backbone's a little bit too thick. But when it comes to her, he's got zero backbone.
If you left me and I convinced you, hey, I do want the same things as you, I'm willing to give up everything I know and love just to be with you.
If I was Olivia and you were Ethan.
And then you said to me, okay, great, we'll work on our marriage, but only one day a week. I'd be like, excuse me?
Yeah.
That's not okay. And I don't know in what world that she thinks that is okay. What stupid therapist said, oh, 1 day a week to work on your marriage is plenty.
Yeah. I don't think the therapist said that.
I wouldn't think so.
And if a therapist did say that, well, they're not a very good therapist. And she should not pay her anymore. Okay.
And then Ethan feels, quote, bitter.
Yeah.
And he knows that they have to leave, but hates it too because he loves his house and it has many great memories, all their firsts. And Olivia asks Ethan, where do you think our relationship is right now? And he says a 1. And she seems shocked. Like, really? What? And she says that she thinks it's a 4. Like, that's so much freaking better.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know? And I don't understand why Ethan has to do everything. Like, he's meeting with a realtor to sell their house. Or maybe it's just his house. Maybe he bought it but and gave like it was like a wedding gift and it's not in her name. I don't know.
Maybe he's taking initiative and maybe he wants
He's the one who has to make the appointment with the marriage counselor, even though he has no clue what he's doing. You know,
that should be Olivia.
all this other stuff. Compromise. Ethan do this. Ethan do that. Ethan be this. Ethan be that. And like it just never ends. And there are some good days when I watch this show and I just want to punch pretty little Olivia right in her smug little face. That's just my opinion. My other opinion,
I'm sure you're not the only one out there,
is that Olivia never loved their house like she says. She never decorated it with anything except their wedding pictures and stuff. She said it's cute. She said it's not such a bad little house. And nothing is ever good enough for her.
With 2 people, you don't need a big house.
And for their first house, I thought their house was really damn nice. I'd love to live there now.
Yep.
Like,
The type of person that you can never make happy, ever. Ethan will never make her happy.
And the thing is he's doing all this, you know, and even agreeing to sell some of his cars. And he says, I don't know if we're actually going to make it after all this, you know? And she doesn't say anything. And just her face is so neutral, like not concerned, not worried, not, you know, compassionate, just could be talking about the weather.
Yep.
You know, and just, oh. And then it shows Moriah going home to tell her parents that they cannot come to her first concert. And come to find out that it's actually on a stage outside of a bar and grill, I guess.
Yeah, it's not a huge thing, but it's very good for the first time.
Well, exactly. You don't want to have a huge crowd for your first time.
No.
You'd be too nervous.
You got to start in the bottom. You can't start popular and stay that way. Of course, now that there's a TV show and she's on it,
maybe
she might get more other gigs.
Now, Moriah says she hates conflict and being put on the spot.
And she looks like she does.
Yeah.
And she shouldn't have to be in that situation.
But she put herself in that because Olivia gave her the choice at the get-go. She knew what the options were. But something in the abstract versus something in reality make you feel very different ways. You know, thinking about something happening and then something actually happening, very different reactions, very different feelings.
Yeah.
So now that it's real, she does want her family there. And that's the whole thing. So Kim and Barry just sit there silently after she tells them. And you can see the hurt on Kim's face for sure. And they're happy for her, you know, but they can't be there. So that really like puts a big cloud on it, you know. And then Moriah asks if Lydia can go and film it for them. And Kim says the family's getting divided again. And then
that's Olivia.
Moriah started crying, and that, you know, she said thinks the whole situation is blown way out of proportion just because they suggested she has a blind spot like everyone else does. Kim said that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yes, exactly. Way out of proportion. And then she says, what do we have to do to be in the same room together? And Moriah, you know, said she didn't know. But then Kim and Barry promised not to cause a scene. They didn't.
Nope.
You know. And then Barry calls it a sad state of affairs. That's his big, emotional addition to the conversation. And then Kim says it
He's
should,
like Eeyore.
right. Kim says it should be all about Moriah and they should all come together to support her. And I 100% agree. Even if you cannot stand the other person, sit on other sides of the room. Whatever. You don't have to sit right next to each other or chat or talk or acknowledge each other.
Remember that karaoke contest we went at?
Yes.
That one huge bar one time?
Yes.
There was hundreds of people there?
Yes.
That was nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
All right. Moriah had she didn't have hundreds. Okay. She had.
No, it's a good sized crowd for her first one.
Exactly. All right. And so I know what it's like to stand up there in front of people to try to do your best and sing.
Well, and she was even singing her own music, which is even more nerve-wracking.
But I mean, I can't. The only thing she should have had to worry about is her performance.
Yes.
Not all the drama.
It was wrong of Ethan to point out
Yes.
to Olivia. Well, we're ahead of ourselves.
Well, I'm saying,
We'll that.
She shouldn't have to be put in a situation that Olivia put her in. All right. She should only have to be concentrating on her concert.
I agree.
That's what that was about.
Let's see where it says, and then Kim says the whole thing is sad and ridiculous. I'm not putting parameters on Moriah or anybody. And that's true.
Yeah.
They are not the one making demands and, making people pick sides and all this other stuff. That is not them doing that. And even though they are proud of Moriah, Barry said that they can't go. And Kim is, of course, angry. I'd be, me, I'd be pissed. But she said she will not miss the concert. And
Mama Bear right there.
Mm-hmm. And Moriah said that she was never nervous when she sang with the family band. But of course, this is a little bit different.
Yeah.
And Moriah and Max Micah and Max goof off to try to get her to relax before the show. But that fails epically because boy humor just isn't useful.
Oh, yes, that was dumb.
And then
nice try, though.
And then it shows Kim. She says, I'm not going to miss Moriah's concert just because somebody doesn't like me. Barry counsels restraint. Whatever. That'd be you. But, but she says, she's my daughter. And you know what? You know me. I would be the exact same way. There's no way.
I would drive.
I know you. Because you're like, I know what you're going to do. And I know you're going to do it no matter what. So I'm going to be there to back you up.
Well, I'm glad our kids don't ever put us in a position.
Well, I would hope so. So on this, Kim and Barry disagree. He says that he's content not going. I don't know how he could be content not going.
Because he doesn't want to be around that stuff, I guess. Like he's against bars and stuff totally.
True, very true, very true. It's very, very true.
But I know we're getting ahead of ourselves again. I just want to say one more thing. But in that situation, he should put his moral beliefs aside
to support his kid.
Up for his kid.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Kim says, yeah, you're content missing your daughter's first gig. I'm happy for you. But as a mom, I want to be there. Again, I'm with her 100%. That is me. But at this point, Kim is very unhappy with Barry.
I mean, you can't see it. They don't show it much in the show.
No, but you can see her face whenever she's talking to him. She's like, you might be content with it, but nobody, no. And so it's 2 hours before the show. They're in Tallahassee. The 3 M's and Olivia are setting up the stage and all the equipment and stuff. And then the family would being Kim, Lydia, Isaac, and I think it was probably Cassia or Amber, the oldest daughter. I think there's only 4 in the car. They are getting ready to get in the car and leave to go to Florida. Yeah. So this is 2 hours before the show. So Ethan gets off work early to help set up, and he shows up at the venue to help everybody. And Moriah's happy to see him. I think he's kind of like what do you call it? Like a comfort kind of thing.
Like maybe
a comforting presence, for her. So we've got
blanket or something like that.
Yes. Kim, Isaac, Lydia, and maybe it was Cassia are with Kim. They're parked in the back of the parking lot, right? Mm-hmm. But Kim, she is kind of sneaky, but also very smart, has a friend there in an unknown car parked closer to the venue so that they can sneak up to it and see and hear Moriah sing. Sorry, I'm just having trouble with my tongue today. And then Isaac is going to try to sneak closer so he can
Tape it.
video the concert.
For Barry.
Yeah. And he wants to support his mom and make sure this quote, nothing happens. So he knows that,
No, I'm very impressed with Isaac.
I told you they're my favorites. They always have been. And then Max's family arrives, and Gay asks Ethan if their parents will come, and Ethan says he doesn't think so. And just then he looks up and says, "They're here." I'm like, how did he see them at the back of the parking lot? Yeah, I mean, come on. And then, so Ethan gets immediately pissed off. So, but at this point, I guess he saw their car, is what he saw.
Yeah,
because at this point, all the family had snuck over to the friend's car, who was closer. So he just saw their car, and they were in it. And so,
but the fact is, he was hunting for them.
Yeah, Ethan goes out to the parking lot, the very end of the parking lot, and tries to tell him to leave. And Max is trying to get Ethan to be like, dude, chill. They're out there. And if they start anything, they'll worry about it. But until then, let go. But then the big giant ass, Ethan, goes and tells Micah and Moriah and Olivia that the family is there.
He should have kept it to himself.
Absolutely, because Micah, okay, fine. He could be like, hey, bro, guess what? No, get this shit.
Or maybe not even that, because he knows Micah's performing.
But again, Micah doesn't have an issue with the parents being there. It's only Olivia.
But he would be concerned for Moriah. I mean, Moriah has no issue either, but he would be concerned for Moriah trying to tend to Olivia, is what I mean.
Well, exactly. And that's why I was like, this, and then it became because as soon as he said anything with him, it became the Olivia show.
Yep.
It was not about Moriah and her songs and her debut and all this stuff and her singing. It was about Olivia. Again.
Always.
And so I'm just like, oh, this one case, Ethan, you and your big fat mouth.
Yep.
Anyway, so Olivia says she wanted to run, and I want to know why. Why? What did they... Oh.
It's not like they're getting out of the car and sitting in a front row staring at Olivia.
Or we're holding up signs like, whore.
Yeah, like insulting her. Yeah, there's a demon in her. Don't let her play.
I mean,
stuff like that.
I don't understand the drama,
And it's all stemmed from Olivia. There's nothing coming from the parents.
Exactly. And so she says her, quote, boundaries with Barry and Kim are because of survival mode. I've never made them happy. I'm not good enough for them. Survival mode. I don't think this bitch has any idea what survival mode is.
No.
Me and a lot of other people who actually know what survival mode is could give her a lesson.
Yeah.
Because she has no clue. Oh man, she needs her ass beat a couple times. Just a reminder that, hey, there is worse out there that could happen to you. And then Olivia says that Barry and Kim haven't changed or apologized. How would they know?
Yeah.
They don't answer the phone. They won't respond to text. They don't want to talk. How are they ever going to change? And how are you going to know they changed? And how would they apologize? I mean, hello?
Yeah, because Ethan said that he wants no contact with them at all.
Exactly, and they haven't.
Nope. And the parents are respecting his...
And then she said now her new story of why she's so upset about the parents. There's a new one. All these years, a couple of years now, it's only been because about the driveway thing. But now it's because they try to control her with religion and saying that she's got demons in her.
I don't think anybody tried to control Olivia. They're trying to control Olivia and Ethan's relationship through Ethan because they're his parents.
Right, and they're worried about their kid.
At 16.
Right.
That's how it all started.
And then Ethan, like a psycho, starts searching the parking lot for them. looking in cars and like going all around looking. And Mike is with him, and Mike is like, "Oh yeah, this is bullshit and blah blah blah. It's not right. This should be about Moriah." And he says, "Mom always has to be in control." And I don't get that. She's not asking to be the front and center. She's not asking to be there to give her daughter roses at her first show. She's just saying, I want to be there in the back, out of the sight, out of mind. I just want to see my kid.
Yep.
Anyway, but
Ethan blew it all out of proportion.
So now the family sees him hunting for them, and they're hiding, trying to like keep from being seen.
And they kind of put his head down.
And then Ethan says that Kim is a sneaky lady. Sneaky. Okay, that was the episode 9, and we're gonna roll right into 10 because it's the continuation. And it starts out Max telling Olivia and Moriah that giving up is giving the power to the parents.
See, now he's starting to go over to Olivia's side. See what I'm saying? He knows the parents.
Yeah.
They've always been nice to him.
Yeah.
But when you're saying basically you're giving all the power to them, he's basically saying that's the parents is at fault.
No, I think what he's saying is, if you don't do this and you don't like kind of suck it up and do what you got to do.
He didn't say that.
But that's basically what it means. It means that like you don't have the power over yourself. You give them the power over you.
He should have told her, suck it up, don't worry about them, and do your job.
He could have. I don't think that would have went over very well, but he could have. Then Olivia says, but isn't there a balance of having a boundary and expecting it to be respected? Like when you went to the farm when Kim and Barry were gone, like after being told not to, and influencing Moriah and Micah away from his parents, and when limited to the interaction of, no, you need to be around us until we make sure we're all on the same page here, they called that controlling and manipulative. So which is it, Olivia? Should you have boundaries and have them be respected? Or do you just do what you want and everybody has to give you your way because it's Olivia's world?
It's Olivia's way and that's it. Okay? I mean, Olivia don't have to do anything. She doesn't do anything wrong. Everybody else has to do what she wants them to do.
Right?
Okay? But she doesn't have to follow that.
I know. And it's so, I don't see why people don't see it. It's so blatant to me. And then Olivia says she felt like she physically couldn't play the keyboard if Barry and Kim were there because they said she had evil spirits in her that needed to be cast out. Now, okay, right here, what happened to She Can't Hurt Me from episode 3 of this season? Y'all, we covered it. Season 3, episode 3. Welcome to Plathville. Ethan didn't even want Kim pulling into the driveway.
Yep.
And Olivia was like, oh, it's fine. We haven't seen Isaac in forever. She can be in the driveway. She can't scare. She can't hurt us.
Yep.
Now
all of a sudden.
Now, 6 episodes later, and she's terrified for her life. Oh my goodness.
And I don't think Kim has talked to her since. Because if that was the case, the network, TLC, would have made a point of it.
Well, and maybe if they had talked about it, if it is a misunderstanding, because Kim and Barry said they believe when people experience bitterness, unforgivingness, hatred of any kind, it is the influence from the devil. A lot of religious people believe that.
Yes. I do not, but we're not the religious.
And this whole episode occurred 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden it's the reason that she can't oh, come on. Why can nobody see it? And then Barry and Kim, they see bitterness, etc., as a spiritual thing, and Olivia sees it as a behavioral thing. And it's a split thing. A lot of people believe either or,
I think it is more of a behavioral thing. Lack of respect.
It can be, absolutely. And then Barry and Kim didn't mean it that way, they say. That she obviously could have taken it that way, in her mind and twisted it to...
Or she just used it
exactly
for her...
And they said that it really made them sad, that it hurt her without them intending to.
And I really believe Kim is sincere when she says that.
And Barry too, because he was like,
yeah, he was there too. Yeah.
yeah, said he was sad that it hurt her and they didn't mean to. And then Ethan got on stage and introduced the trio, and they play. And then Ethan goes, but instead of sitting and listening to his wife and his sister and his brother,
sitting next to me
in the front row, cheering him on, he's back out in the freaking parking lot hunting on them again. Because he's obsessed.
Yep.
But it is a public place, dude.
He does say that later, but still.
But then he sees them sitting in this strange car, and he still walks up to a stranger's car and knocks on the window and tells his mom to get out. And I'm just like, this dude has got some ginormous testicles.
Now, I don't know women very well, all right? But a lot of women would find that unattractive to a man.
And threatening.
Threatening his mom. No. I mean, we're like, if some other woman was in Olivia's shoes.
Oh, and somebody walking by saw some dude talking to his mom that way.
Exactly. They don't want to date somebody who's mean to their mom.
No, especially undeservedly.
Exactly. And not Olivia.
Right?
No, Olivia's, like I said, she's a black widow.
She's innocent, and she's always done wrong.
One of spiders, what I mean.
And then Kim says to him, I promised Moriah she would not see us. I just wanted to hear her.
Yeah.
And then Isaac gets out of the car. And Isaac says, we're not bothering anybody. Please. We're not going to do anything. We're just going to sit here and then leave.
It's not like they walked up at a stage.
Exactly. They weren't even, they were still in the parking lot.
In the car.
Yeah.
Not even like they got out and stood on the hood.
And then Ethan says, it's the principal.
The principal is, you need to shut your mouth and walk.
Are you freaking kidding me? You're just being petty and vindictive and just straight up mean. And we're over it now.
Yeah.
It's time to stop. And then in the interview, he says, Mom is such a sneaky lady again. And I'm just like,
Now, he could have called her worse the way he was feeling about her, but.
Well, and then Leah and Isaac talk Ethan down, and he said he doesn't want them to leave, just Mom, where she can hear him. We're vicious and mean.
Yeah.
And then Isaac tells Ethan that it's normal for the mom to want to watch her daughter.
Yeah.
And Ethan rarely says I love you back to his siblings. They're always like, I love you. And he's like, eh.
Oh, there is something I do want to touch on. I don't think we touched on it. Moriah was talking about getting support from Max.
Yeah.
Right? And she's like, it's nice getting support from somebody. It's like, your parents support you, Moriah.
Right?
No, I mean,
they're only not there because you said so.
I don't know. I think that was like beginning towards the maybe 9. All right, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, your parents are there supporting you through everything.
Your siblings would love to be there.
So she has.
I would love for one of my siblings to give a shit about anything in my life.
She has more support than what she realizes.
Agreed. And then Ethan says, Mom makes a big deal about supporting Moriah, but a few years ago they wouldn't allow her to take a few $100 from the grandparents to record an album or a song or something because it was secular music.
I think it was the fact that...
So I have a hard time buying what she says.
I think it was the fact that she didn't want them to use the grandparents' money.
Exactly, because they said it's more valuable if you work for it and earn the money yourself. And if Moriah doesn't want to work and earn the money, she doesn't want it very bad, does she?
No, I don't see nothing wrong with that, by the way.
And again, if she wants it, earn it. Everyone else can get what they want.
No, the grandparents can freely give her the money.
Right.
Okay, so that's also on the grandparents, too, for not doing that.
Right. But I'm just like, I think Ethan has lost his mind a little bit.
I believe so, too. And then later on, chopsticks. That's all I'm going to say.
But I'm just like, how could he believe what she says if he doesn't ever listen to what she has to say? Or see that she's changed, for real, that it's legit, everyone else sees it.
They need to have the 3 of them.
He thinks that this is all a facade just so to get him back in her good graces and that she's been at this facade or,
really, the facade's coming
for over
from
2
Olivia.
years.
The facade's coming from Olivia.
Right? And then he says that he's glad his dad didn't come, and it means a lot to him that he didn't come and support his child.
Because he's not thinking about
Moriah. Children.
He's not thinking about...
Mike is there too.
But see, it's mainly about Moriah.
I know.
Mike has got his own little thing. He's only there.
He's only there because he's a nice brother.
Exactly. But, I mean, he's only thinking about himself and Olivia. He's not thinking about Moriah.
That's what I'm saying. He's lost his mind. It's all about them all the time.
He is not the fun-loving Ethan.
No, he's
they
crazy.
all, and I think Lydia is catching on.
If you had acted like that, I would have been like, what the hell's the matter with you? Knock it off.
But instead,
She's like, ooh, he's out there being a big macho man. And
But-
that's not healthy.
I do think Lydia is catching on.
Uh-huh. So after their little gig is over, Olivia and Ethan have to go to the hotel bar and talk more me about how horrible it was that she was on the property, even though Olivia didn't even see them.
Nope.
And she said, they went no contact and it didn't do any good. I still have to deal with the fucking drama. What drama?
Drama she's created.
See, I saw that and I read, I almost lost my damn mind. I lose words when I get so mad at this bitch like this. I want to pull every one of her hairs out by the root. Just, ugh.
Well, at least you'll know what color her hair is if you do that.
Oh, I can't even stand her. But anyway, now they're talking that Tallahassee is not far enough away.
But here's the thing. They're not stalking. They're going
No,
after Olivia and Ethan.
they would have been there if Olivia hadn't been in the show.
It had nothing to do
Nothing.
with Olivia. This is nothing. And Olivia's making it all about herself.
Nobody cares about her, and that's
Nobody
what drives
gives a
her
shit.
crazy.
Yeah, no, the parents don't give a shit about her.
Yeah, they're like, oh, Olivia, I forgot about her.
They didn't go an hour to see Olivia.
Right.
And that's what she's got to get in her little me, selfish ass mind. Is that they're not there.
100%.
Do I win this episode?
Not yet.
Oh, damn. But, I mean, she's got to... she's never going to catch on. She's never going to get it. She's just too far gone.
Yeah.
And Ethan right now, he's not redeemable at this point in time.
And after his big, single road trip, he thinks he wants to live in a different city a year for 3 to 4 years and be able to travel before they have kids.
That PLC is going to pay for.
And now Olivia has decided she doesn't like living on her own, and she says, "Let's get a room. I love you."
She's tipsy.
And I'm a little tipsy.
Yeah.
And then
She did appreciate what he did for her.
exactly
She did
that
say
the
that.
macho
Yeah.
man Neanderthal thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm not saying that right. I'm sorry.
And Neanderthal.
Did I say it right?
Yeah, that's right.
She likes that kind of thing,
Then
but
was dragging on the ground. Yeah.
oh my god. And then a little bit lighter towards the end, Barry evidently didn't teach Ethan or Micah to shave. I don't know why. That's a weird thing. I would love to know why didn't you teach your sons to shave?
Probably why Ethan's got a beard, because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Oh my goodness. So he decides to teach Isaac. He actually kind of insists on it a little bit. But then, Isaac tells us on the camera that he's actually been shaving for a long time and his dad doesn't know.
And
How do you not know that your youngest son is shaving? How do you not know?
First of all, they don't pay much attention to their kids.
He must not.
Well, yeah, Barry don't. Yeah, but I mean, and Micah, he's probably waxing the way he's not has no hair on his face or anything. He's most likely waxing. So
We don't know.
we
Anyway.
don't know. It's an assumption.
But they both like that Isaac isn't afraid to stand up for what he thinks is right. And that's what I like about him too.
Yeah, I did appreciate him going out of the car,
Yeah.
getting in between Ethan and his mom,
He
and
was
sticking
very
up
much a gentleman.
and sticking up for his mom.
Yeah.
He didn't take Ethan's
He
side.
actually stood between Ethan and the car.
Not like in the driveway when he's like, "Mom, you're making us worse. Stop, Mom."
Yeah.
He actually took his mom's side this time.
Yeah.
Which, if your mom's not doing anything
Because we don't
wrong,
know what else was cut out or what was going to happen, or we don't know what happened with the other scene. But here we knew, Isaac knew for a certain she wasn't doing anything wrong.
no, she wasn't.
He said Isaac feels like a middleman. He doesn't want anything to happen that they'll regret later. See, and I think that's a very good point. And he's a very, very, very mature and wise young man to realize that.
Yep.
Because when you're angry, that's exactly what happens. You do and say things you just regret later. Then we go to Max and Mariah's picnic by the lake where they broke up. And he gave her the pinky promise ring, and that was cute. And then we showed Lydia. She actually works for her parents right now, cleaning the rental properties after the guests leave. And she's very happy that she gets to use her work phone to text her friends.
Well, she gets a little independence there too. If she's there by herself, and
And earning money because, hey,
no,
she got stuff to do. And she said it's been a few months since she communicated with her secret boy space friend directly, but only like finds out what he's doing through his sisters. That's a very teenage girl thing to do. And that very day, she decided that she wanted to text him. She missed him. She'd had enough. And then now she wants to try to plan a visit, which would be fun.
Yeah.
And then it says that it's only been a few days since Moriah's concert, and she's coming home to talk. And my opinion is of her. And normally, I don't say a lot about fashion. I firmly believe to each their own and all that good stuff. No, but if I see your cheeks hanging out, I will judge you on that. I don't want to see your ass cheeks in public, okay? Or your nipples.
Yes.
Moriah wears a shirt that says "Girls with Curves."
She ain't got no curves.
Not a one.
Nope.
Don't get me wrong. Moriah is a beautiful girl. Absolutely very, very pretty. Okay, nothing wrong with her at all.
Yep.
But she is not built curvy.
Nope. She's skinny. She's petite.
And the fact that she wears a padded bra, kind of accentuates the fact that she's trying to be curvy. But as a overly curvy woman, I'm like, bitch, please. That was my thought there. That's all it was. Like, bitch, please. Back to the show. Moriah gets to show off her promise ring, and I don't know what the significance of jasper stone is, but it's been mentioned several times, so I don't know if it's something special to the
Maybe it's a
family.
religious thing or something.
Maybe. I'm not really, so I just thought I'd point that out there if anybody knows. Drop a dime, let us know. And then Moriah listens to her mom's reasons for attending her concert, which I thought is a huge step forward because Mariah's not good at listening. She just flies out the handle a lot.
And I don't think Moriah thought that her mom wasn't wrong anyway.
Because we're getting all that good stuff. She listened to her mom's reasons for attending her concert, and she tried hard. That her mama tried so hard to be discreet, but Ethan went hunting for them.
Yeah.
Ethan
wasn't wrong.
And Moriah says, by saying this, I feel like I'm picking a side, but I'm really glad you made it. And did you see the smile on her mom's face?
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think Olivia's brainwashing Moriah anymore. I think Mariah's her own woman, and she loves her parents, and she wants to be with her parents.
Well, she says she loves all of her family, and she wants to be able to love everybody and not feel like she's being forced to choose all the time.
Yeah. But Kim didn't tell Moriah that she wasn't going. She just said
you won't see us.
Exactly.
And she didn't.
Exactly.
And she didn't cause a scene.
So Moriah should have expected them.
And she did not cause a scene.
Nope.
And then, but at the end, Kim promises that future gigs, she will be there and she will not hide. Woo! There was a lot going on, y'all. And I know this was a long one. I hope you hung in there with us.
2 episodes.
Yeah, it was 2 episodes.
And the extra.
But it was a lot and it was just so good. But there are some times when, I can see there's redeeming qualities in Olivia, and she's just very young and spoiled and very, very narcissistic. And the other times I'm just like, oh girl, if I met you in person, I'd rip all your hair out.
I don't see any redeeming qualities in Olivia right now.
Well, there's redeeming qualities in everybody, and sometimes they're just harder to find than other people, but everyone's got them. I firmly believe that.
Just like Ethan, I don't see any in him right now either.
They're there. They're just hidden by his
hatred,
fear, and grief, and his frustration, and being controlled by his wife.
And his holiness to Olivia.
Anyway, we love you guys. Thank you again for all your support. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes and the watches and the shares. You guys are why we're here. We hope you enjoy our obsessions as much as we do. It is kind of a problem, and we are praying so hard to get Papa caught up so that we can talk about the new stuff with you guys. So come on back next time and talk about Welcome to Plathville with us when we go over season 3, episode 11 and 12, and that will finish off season 3. But until then, you guys, please spay and neuter your pet.
Subscribe.
Please use your turn signal.
Subscribe.
Please wear your seatbelt.
Subscribe.
And please be kind.
And subscribe.
Bye.